Judy McMahon robs this supermarket, then Kirby will let everything under the water, over the bridge, under the bridge, whatever, and everything's fine.
I like under the water.
Okay.
That's appropriate. Yeah.
So Judy McMahon, as the worst robber in all of history, is gonna rob some stuff from the supermarket. I loved this robbing attempt. He puts on a mask, with like a balaclava, and then he just strolls into the supermarket. Oh, no, he's not wearing a balaclava at that point. He just strolls into the supermarket, open face. He grabs somebody else's trolley, walks for a few meters, and then just ghosts the trolley off into the distance. He's trying to be inconspicuous, but he's just knocked over a pile of something. and then he he goes to the manager's office and holds him at gunpoint. There's no money in the safe, so then he's trying to surreptitiously take the manager at gunpoint out to get the money from the cashiers. I think it's not a good plan.
Well, surreptitiously went out the door as soon as he brought the manager out and was holding him at gunpoint and pushing him through the store. I mean, you kind of had there with the cart, but whatever. You don't really need to push a cart if you're trying to. Don't steal someone's cart in the grocery store. Don't do that, because there's a lady and she's buying some corn and she's going to turn around and she's going to be like, "Where's my cart?"
Right.
That's going to cause more commotion than if you I don't know.
It's
I agree.
Pick up a pineapple and pretend you're just buying a pineapple, and that's what he came like. This is ridiculous. So then the other guy Kirby senses something has gone wrong. I don't know how we work this out, but he comes in and takes someone else hostage, and then the flood happens. He kills somebody. He kills someone who works there. No one that we know, so we don't care about them. And then he takes Josh's ex-fiancée Tina, takes her hostage. But then the flood happens, and we then see a floating body with the mask that Kirby was wearing on it. We think, oh, Kirby died. And then there's just this random guy who we've never seen before. He's part of the survivors. We've met every other survivor, and then there's this guy. I didn't fall for this. I fell for this. I just thought, oh, who's this guy? The other guy must be dead. So when it was revealed later on that he was the other criminal, I was genuinely shocked. The film got me. But I agree. He makes just some real bizarre acting choices with the tone and intensity of every line of dialogue he says, and I loved every second of it. He's wired up. He's just off the rails completely. He's laughing and cackling at the situation that they're all stuck down in the supermarket that's flooded with a giant shark, and it's just delightful. Every line that he utters is unhinged.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I thought that, well, he does eventually end up dying, but I thought this guy's going to be one of the first to go. He's going to be one of the first to go, but no,
he was.
There's others that go before
they go out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he wasn't even killed by the shark. He was killed by a makeshift spear, if memory serves.
And just making some tools, Judy McMahon just tapes a knife to a stick, and he gets killed by that. And then, he gets stabbed by that, and then used as the live bait to attract the shark, which was his own plan. So, So I always enjoy when there's a clear villain, or just a clear, like, this guy's being a problem for everybody else. Let's kill him now, shall we? Please.
Well, there was, it tricked me, but it kind of makes sense because there's this whole setup before the robbery and up to it, until the tsunami happens. It kind of makes sense. Okay, this is why they had that in there, because it turns out, surprise, this Joe Blow is actually the villain that we saw earlier in the piece. And it works. It works very well. And that's what really pleases me about this movie, is that so much of it works so well. And I don't want to say that it seems like they're not trying, but it's obviously not a Hollywood, I think I said this before. It's obviously not on a Hollywood, big budget. It's not a Marvel or a DC movie, but what they do very well. And did this director do anything else?
So the director is Kimball Rendell. He directed nothing else that I've seen or heard of. A film called Cut, a TV series called The Jesters, a film called Guardians of the Tomb, and then something that's been announced called Popbot.
Okay.
And a bunch of videos. But One other thing, he didn't just direct this film. I don't know if you hung around for the credits at all.
No.
But the credits feature a cover of Mac the Knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's atrocious, and he's the guy singing it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Wow. You must have had some pull there because, you know what, guys? I've got this version of Mac the Knife I've got on my hard drive. We don't have to pay anybody for the end credit sequence. Why don't we just play this?
He does a full Clint Eastwood and sings the end credits. And it's I couldn't make it to halfway through the song. It's just I like the song Mac the Knife. It's a good song. This made me not like the song anymore.
I don't like the song because of McDonald's. When I was a kid growing up, there was a McDonald's commercial where there was who sings the song originally? Can't remember. Is it
God,
Frank
there's so
Sinatra?
many versions of it. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but it was this guy. They got this guy to put on like this big, huge half moon mask with sunglasses, and he would sing "Big Mac Tonight," and I hated it as a kid. And every time I hear that song, I think of that commercial that was on so much. But anyway, I have a theory about the director.
Okay.
And I'm sorry to push this on people listening to this, but I think the director is gay.
Oh my God, you're here with your agenda again, Sean.
You know, it's one thing if you're kind of like, okay, I have to think of a version of this. Maybe any one of the slasher movies like Friday the 13th, you look at it, for the most part, they have more female nudity than male. Well, I can't think. I have to think of something that has equal. Usually it's not equal. But if you look at something like Jeepers Creepers 2, I don't know if you know about that movie.
I am not.
And the guy who directed that. Gay. It's gay. And it's gay in not that there's two men kissing in it or having sex or anything like that. It's gay in that it's showcasing a lot of very attractive actors of the male gender, sometimes with or without their shirts. And there just seemed like there was a lot of that going on in this, starting from the beginning with the lead and his best friend who gets eaten by a shark. And then you get the shot of what's his face, the guy underground,
Ryan?
the guy that gets eaten.
The arsehole, Kyle, yeah. When they have
Kyle.
their, like,
Of course, his name is
shot.
Kyle. Yeah. You get a shot where, a gratuitous shot of his
getting
chest.
dressed again, yeah.
Yeah, we have Steven, very attractive guy there. The nice guy, the
new boyfriend
of the ex-girlfriend. All the ladies in this movie, very nice looking ladies, but we don't. There is no really showcasing or grandstanding about their looks.
There is a little.
So,
there's in the opening sequence, Josh is ogling Tina's backside, and the camera just kind of rests on it for a little while she's in a bikini.
That's right. Yes.
I always have to point out. I always have to point out that kind of ogling after. Like, have you seen Shark Night? The film Shark Night.
Shark Night?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, don't. It's terrible. But we covered that on a recent episode, and it's just full of leering every given opportunity. It's terrible. But the only one instance I could see of that was Tina having her butt ogled. There is a lot more, as you pointed out, looking at men in this film. But apparently Kimball Rendell is married to a lady.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, maybe he's an ally then. I don't know.
Basia Bonkowski is his wife.
Okay.
Who is an actress, but not in this. Not in anything related to her husband. So.
I'm surprised she's not in this, quite frankly, because if you're the type of person that, I'll sing the end tune. Can we put my wife in this?
They got married in '84, so they were together.
Oh wow! So he's okay. All right. So maybe my gay theory doesn't hold water. No pun intended.
Sorry to dismiss the theory. I mean, there are closets, so you never know. I can't say I'm going to rush out and see anything else that this guy has directed. But Cut is an Australian slasher film starring Kylie Minogue and Molly Ringwald. Jesus. And Guardians of the Tomb is an Australian Chinese science fiction horror thriller starring Li Bingbing and Kellen Lutz and Kelsey Grammer in 2018.
What? See, I might watch that.
That
It's
yeah.
probably not any good, but like right now,
Why do you say that? It stars Kelsey Grammer in 2018.
yeah, I didn't know that Kelsey. I mean, after Frasier was done, what else? And it's Chinese Australian again.
Yeah. Well, Kelsey Grammer. The only other thing I know of that he did after Frasier is he was in The Expendables 3, I think, as their like weapons guy, or like as a recruit. I can't remember. I think it's in 3. It could be 2. One of the Expendables.
I've never seen an Expendables.
You're fine.
movie.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was like, "Come on, you got to watch this. You got to watch this."
You don't.
I'm like, no, I'd rather watch Murder on the Orient Express. I don't want to watch.
The first one is fine. 2 and 3 are just kind of meh, and it's just action stars patting themselves on the back and playing with each other's catchphrases.
That's exactly how I picture it. Yeah, like.
Anyway, and he's in Money Plane, which is as terrible as it sounds, but stars Thomas Jane from Deep Blue Sea, so I'm intrigued. Okay. Anyway, he's not in Bait, so. So where are so? It's a personal question to ask. What was the worst day of your life? So I'm not going to. But if you do have a worst day of your life, do you have a like shrine to it in your home? In the same way that Josh has a notice board, which he's.
Oh yeah, that was really, okay, so yeah, his girlfriend breaks up with him, his fiancée rather, cuts it off. His best friend dies, and then fast forward a year later, he's sitting in like I don't know, it looks like it's a cabin, but his apartment or whatever. You know what? I think in real life he would have put on like 60 pounds and become an alcoholic or smoked weed.
Well, it's clear he's no longer a lifeguard because he's working at the supermarket, and it's not the like beach down season because there's many people using the beach. But yeah, he's got this notice board with a newspaper clipping of his friend dying, the engagement ring pinned up on a chain that his fiancée gave him back, a letter of university to Singapore, which because he and Tina were going to go to Singapore after the wedding. So he didn't do that, and there's something else as well. But yeah, it's just this shrine to this terrible day that he's never going to get over.
I have a theory. That's the director copying from Hitchcock at the beginning of Rear Window, in which we're told that this is how Jimmy Stewart ended up with a cast because he was taking pictures of some race cars and something went out of line and hit him and injured him. But it's in Hitchcock, it's realistic at the beginning of the movie. In this, it just seems a little bit weird.
Yeah, and it's mostly stuff that we already know. Like, we already know they're going to Singapore. We already know that the guy died. I mean, we could have got from one line of dialogue that she left him. But I mean, I used to have. I was in a cycling accident a few years back, and I kept the bell from the bike that got wrecked when I was knocked off it. Didn't work anymore. But I would always put that on when I got a new bike. I'd put that on there as a reminder to just keep an eye out on the roads. This like scratch, beaten up bell that didn't work, and I don't have it anymore. But there's just this little reminder, like, hey, be careful out there. So I don't know if like this could be Josh's thing, like to remind him, like, have a better day than that day. I don't know, but that's the closest I could think of. Like, it just seemed like a real. Every day he gets up, first thing he sees is that, oh yeah, remember when you were happy? That's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
It's going to get worse. Yeah. There's going to be a tsunami, and thousands of people are going to die.
Yeah. Does he have a new shrine to this new day?
In Bait 2, he's going to wake up and see pictures of the tsunami, so he can think about how great that day was. Yeah.
Oh, Bait 2, where there's another tsunami, but they're now in like a high rise, like a supermarket on like the 4th or 5th floor of a building, and they need to get down. Which, great ending for that one. You break a window, the shark flies out the building. That'd be awesome. And just trying to stop everyone from going out with it. I'm going to make this film.
I got to think about that. And then Bait 3 would be set in a plane. Bait 4 would be set in outer space.
Hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon. Yeah, there's 3 people in this cast. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, if the hot air balloon landed on the ocean, and there's 3 people, like 3 or 4 people in the hot air balloon, that could be something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I have to think about it.
There's the film Great White that came out earlier this year, is kind of like that, where there's